All right. Well, I don't actually know how to do the YouTube live stream or whatever this is, so hopefully it'll work. Yes. So I wanted to come on here. I was trying to do a Facebook Live, but Facebook has banned me because telling the truth is apparently dangerous. So I wanted to come on here, make a video, and then I'll share it elsewhere. But right now, in everything that's going on in the world, uh, because of the censorship, because of the destruction of career, the threatening of scientists, doctors, any people who disagree with the official narrative, there is no science happening. Science has to be able to defend itself at all times, and you have to be able to challenge science and every conclusion forever. There is never settled science. It literally can't exist that does not fit into the definition of science. What is happening right now with the censoring, destroying people's careers, threatening and firing doctors, scientists, and others who would dare speak out against the narrative is creating knowingly, systematically biased data. So, what do I mean by that? Well, I actually, the only video I've ever had removed from YouTube was one that was a lady literally talking about her experience after the jab. She was shaking like she had palsy, and it came on afterwards, and YouTube banned it, saying that it was dangerous. It was the truth. It was this lady telling her literal experience. It cannot be argued with unless you go find her and find out that somehow it was a lie. She's an actress, or maybe she always had it. Other than that, it it is reprehensible to ban something like that. What does this mean? So right now in society, we have entire uh, societal discussion going on. We have laws being made. We've got mandates, all this kind of shit going on. And what we know is that people are making it based on the information that they have. And so normally you would have some scientists in dusty old scientific journals talking to each other. No one would care what they said. They'd be, having fun by themselves and nothing would ever really matter. But right now, the entire nation is being changed based on what is being shared, what is out in the public domain. We know that the narrative is being put out intentionally wrong. How do we know this? There was a poll that came out recently. I don't remember the details, but the question was what percentage of people who get COVID do you think end up in the hospital? And the smallest grouping was the right answer. Less than 1% of people who get COVID end up in the hospital. I believe 99% said more than that, and maybe 20 or 30% guessed that 50% of people with COVID end up in the hospital. This is because the official narrative, the only one that's allowed out there, the knowingly, systematically biased data is making people think that this is 100 times more dangerous than it is. And because of that, they're accepting, they're demanding that their rights and the rights of all of us be destroyed. This can't happen. This is not science. Science is not happening now. Every scientist, every scientific organization should be screaming at the top of their lungs that it is inappropriate to ever, ever censor data until you prove it wrong. And even then, you don't censor it because there are scientific disputes between organizations and groups and different theories that go on for decades, years, centuries. And there is no scientific consensus ever. It means nothing. Absolutely nothing. At one point, we said the Earth was flat. No, it wasn't. Who cares about the scientific consensus? Walter Reed, I can't remember exactly, thought that he was one of two people who thought that something was shared by a bug instead of by the dirt. He was right. You can go look it up. Scientific consensus is utterly irrelevant ever. Anyone who does not speak out strongly and vigorously against the censorship, and not just scientists, censoring scientists and doctors, anyone has the right to speak up on this topic. Anyone. Patients who have testimonials, stories. If you're going to ban people who say I got hurt by it, you have to ban anyone who said that was helpful. Otherwise, you are knowingly creating systematically biased data sets. And this is utterly unethical and scientific misconduct. Anyone publishing or saying that these things are safe and effective, knowing that the data out there is systematically biased is violating their principles as a scientist or a doctor. Okay. And I can't say it any more strongly than this. I've been typing it for months. I've been saying this everywhere that I can. And so now I was going to go Facebook Live, but apparently Facebook doesn't like the truth. So I'll try it here. YouTube will probably ban me for, again, speaking the truth. But I'm trying this. I'm trying to get the word out. If you are a scientist, if you're a doctor, if you are in biomedical research, you need to be speaking out against censorship. You need to. Otherwise, you are not a scientist. You are not a doctor. You are not a biomedical researcher. You have declared an allegiance, an unquestioning allegiance to a religion, the religion of the state right now, and that cannot stand. So I'm going to let it go. Obviously, lots of passion. I would say a lot more and be a lot stronger in my wording, but I'll let it go at that. This is absolutely the end of science as I've known it for the past 20 plus 20, 30 years of my life. Utterly destroyed for political purposes.